Sometimes there are such dangerous situations in life that it seems there is no hope. Then at the very last moment, the unexpected happens. How great it is when help arrives just in time. Then, after some time passed and the person has a chance to analyze the situation, they sincerely wonder how it happened. This story took place many years ago in a small remote village in the middle of a dense forest. Alice's grandmother lived in this village. She had only a daughter and a granddaughter, and a cat named Badger. By the way, this cat guarded the house better than any dog. At 18 pounds, he looked very intimidating. He patrolled the yard, chasing away anything that didn't belong. The cat often loved going to the forest for long periods of time. Nobody knew what he was doing there, but Alice's grandmother suspected he was hunting, as he usually came home well-fed and happy. Every summer, Alice stayed with her grandmother in the village and played with Badger. It was evident that the cat was very fond of his little mistress. One summer, Alice arrived at her grandmother's and was surprised to see a small gray puppy there along with the usual cat. She cheerfully asked why she had gotten a dog, but her grandmother responded that the cat had brought him here. It turned out that one day, Badger had gone into the forest as usual and came back with a small creature in his teeth. He often brought home his prey, so her grandmother didn't think much of it at first. But then she was surprised to find a gray puppy on her porch, which she immediately recognized to be a wolf pup. Her grandmother looked at Badger, wondering why he had brought a wolf to the house. Where did he get it? Why was it left alone? Where was its mother? But Badger could not answer, only sat next to the puppy, purring softly. The girl was happy to have a new pet. Even though it was a wild beast, he behaved extremely friendly. Badger treated him with great tenderness, which was extremely unusual for him. He gently licked his fur, let him lap milk from his bowl, and brought him his catch from the forest. They also slept together, curled up on Badger's bedding. As the summer passed, the wolf pup grew noticeably stronger and bigger. Alice became attached to him and found it very hard to leave. On the day of departure, when everything had been packed up, her grandmother told Alice that she could come for a weekend next month and they would go to the forest to pick mushrooms. As Alice's bus took her away, the cat and wolf chased after it and her grandmother started to cry. When finally the long-awaited weekend came for Alice to visit again, she learned that the bus wouldn't be able to take her all the way to her grandmother's village. Since she had no other option, she decided to walk. Putting her backpack with her things on her shoulders, she walked briskly along the road towards the village. It would take about 2 hours, and the weather was good, so Alice didn't worry. She walked forward, admiring the beauty of the forest. She came across an unusual-looking bush, so she stepped off the road to get a closer look. At that moment, a car sped right by the place she was walking, and Alice thanked fate that she managed to get out of the way in time. Then she noticed that the car had stopped and was coming back. At first, she thought it was someone from the village and was happy to receive a ride, but as the car approached, she saw that there were 2 men inside, clearly tipsy, and a chill ran down the girl's back. She understood the seriousness of the situation, that she was alone on the road with a dense forest all around and no one could come to her aid. She decided to try to negotiate with the men, but to no avail, as one of them grabbed her by the arm and forcefully pushed her into the back seat of the car. The door slammed shut, and the men drove ahead laughing. The girl was so scared that she couldn't even move. Tears streamed down her cheeks, and she couldn't speak. They drove a couple of miles until they found somewhere to park. They pulled her out of the car, and she tried to scream, but no one could hear her. As one man approached her, she scratched his face with her nails. This caused him to get so angry that he pushed her away, but she was able to regain her footing and run away. But then, behind her, she heard one of the offenders cry out. She looked back and saw her wolf pup, who had grown even more and was now a big and strong wild beast. The wolf dug his teeth into the man's leg. Then she saw Badger jump onto the second man's back. Under his weight, the man fell to the ground, and the cat scratched his face and neck. Alice could not believe her eyes. Her friends somehow heard her screams and came running to save her from imminent danger. When the men managed to fight off the girl's defenders, they jumped into the car with lightning speed. However, the car did not start, and they were stuck. Alice called Badger, and the cat ran to his mistress. The girl turned towards the village, and the wolf also started walking beside her. She decided not to go via the road any longer, but turned into the forest now that she had such reliable guards. Approaching her grandmother's house, the girl stopped to wipe her face in order to remove any trace of tears, as she did not want to tell her grandmother what happened to her on the way so as not to upset her. They spent the whole weekend together and collected a lot of mushrooms. Friends, if you enjoyed this story, click like. Write a couple of kind words in the comments for the cat Badger and his wolf companion. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so as not to miss our new videos.